and I'm the Director of Religious Exploration. And I'm a member of this fellowship and your service leader for this morning. Today, we gather on the unceded lands of the Muskogee Nation of Florida, and we are grateful for the land. And if you look at your order of service, you will see a few. So I have a reading today, and it's not cold today, but it was, and it will soon also be cold because it's Florida. But it's called "In Times of Cold, We Seek the Warming Fire." In times of darkness, we stumble toward the tiny flame. In times of cold, we seek the warming fire. In times of repression, we reach for the lamp of truth. In times of loss, we pray for the comforting light. In times of joy, we light the candle of celebration. Spirit of life, as we kindle this light, help us find what we need this day. All right, and now we share joys and concerns. And the sharing of joys, milestones, and concerns is a tradition in our fellowship. You are welcome to come up, drop a glass pebble in the water silently, or while speaking a few words into the microphone. This practice shares our joys and helps us support each other in sorrows. Remember to tell about others only with their permission. So today, I don't know about y'all, but for the past few months, right about this time, I find myself saying the same thing. It's already like the middle of December, or it's already the middle of the month. I think we get so busy with work and the hustle and bustle of life that we sometimes forget to pause and rest. And my husband and I just had a conversation about me taking a day off, like completely off. And I'm getting better about it. It's a process, but he's been getting on me about having some time to do absolutely nothing, where I'm not on my phone, I'm not looking at my schedule, I'm not planning things. So I just want to share this meditation that we started doing together. So let's take a couple minutes to settle in and get centered. I invite you to get as comfortable as you're able. You may want to stretch, adjust how you're seated, shake out a little tension. Whatever you need, just try to give yourself a little bit more physical comfort if that's possible. And now I invite you to take notice. It feels okay to pay attention to your body for a bit, to notice a place inside of you that feels like a center, and just breathe with your attention there if you like. Deep breaths in and out. You might bring your attention to your own being, finding the borders of yourself. Perhaps it's your skin. Maybe it's a bubble of energy surrounding you. Perhaps it's somewhere inside, closer to your center. Breathing in and noticing the center. Breathing out and noticing the boundary. You can play with this breathing practice, noticing what happens with your center and your edges as you stay with them and give them your attention. You may notice that your borders changed based on how you feel each day. Some days you may need more space, and some days you may not. And when you're ready, I invite you to come back to awareness. Okay. All right. In a minute or two, greeters will take up the offering, and generosity is a spiritual practice. Our fellowship is supported by our pledges and donations. If you are paying your pledge with a check today, please make a note in the memo line. We also have a tradition we call Share the Plate, where we split equally all cash donations and checks not marked as pledges with a local charity. For the month of December, our Share the Plate partner is UUSC Guest at Your Table, whose mission raises support and awareness for UUSC's human rights partners around the world. Has anyone noticed a theme yet for today? So we do this every year, or at least I haven't really been here for years, just like one. So to my knowledge, this is an annual thing. Anyway, we're going to perform our annual Unrehearsed Christmas pageant today. And if you've been here before, you're probably familiar with the process. But if not, we are going to reenact the story of Christmas. And in a bit, we are going to need a few volunteers to act out some parts. This is unrehearsed, so enjoy the chaos.
Good morning. Come on. Yeah, you're good. My name is Sophia Lopez. In ancient times, when the solstice came, our ancestors sometimes told stories of a miraculous child born to return us to the light. Throughout the world, people tell stories of a child born to a royal family or to an important and rich family who would grow up to lead humankind into a time of truth and justice. In the Christian story, the miraculous child was not the son of a king, but was merely the son of a carpenter. He was not the son of a wealthy queen, but was instead the son of a poor woman. And that Christian story has been told and retold innumerable times since those early Christians first began telling it. We are going to tell the old story of the miraculous birth of Jesus this morning. We'll draw on two early Christian accounts of Jesus' birth from the books of Matthew and Luke. Drawing on our own universalist heritage, we are going to make this a story of hope for all people. This is an audience participation event. I am the stage manager, and at various points in the story, I'm going to ask if some of you would be willing to come up here with us and play the parts of some of the characters in the story. Don't worry, you won't have to speak. Well, okay, a couple of you will, but I have your short parts on little cards for you to read that you'll get when you get your costumes. When the narrator, Naomi, pauses, I will ask for volunteers to play the part in the story. If you want to be in the story, raise your hand, and I will call on you and assign you a part. Then you will move to where our dressers, can I get my dressers to look back there? They're waving at you. Our dressers, they've got all the costumes and your lines back there. And you will move back there, you will get your simple costume, and then you'll come back to participate in the play. Are y'all ready? Yeah. You ready? All right. Then we shall begin. Wait, do I? Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. I just assumed the narrator started, but you're right. I can read. Here's what happened. It changed font style and threw me off. To start the story, I need someone to be Caesar Augustus, Emperor of Rome. Don't worry, folks. I think you might have seen we already have someone cast. So Denny, if you would like to come join us on stage. And I will also need one soldier. All right, my soldier, my friend, if you would, back to our dressers, I think we have at least a sword or something for you there.
Yeah, there's a giant katana.
There's something. And if you will come protect our emperor. And does Denny know his line? Denny, you know your line, or do you need your line still? He's got it. He's ready. Okay. All right. Now I pass it. See, it's a no-rehearsed play. You can tell that we have not rehearsed.
No camera.
In those days, long, long, long ago, a decree went out from the Emperor Caesar. Yeah. Oh, I said
it's okay.
it's a speaking line. Yeah. It's gonna speak in line. You speak the line.
I got one line. All the world shall be registered so they can pay taxes. Me.
hold on. Now, I actually do need to cast 2 new people. I have a Mary already. Mary, will you join us on stage? Oh, she's, okay, Mary is getting dressed. I also need a Joseph. Yes, okay, Julian. It's okay. There's more parts to come. All right. Mary and Joseph, once you have your robes on, could you and your trusty donkey, I think we're just imagining the donkey. Do we have a donkey? So do I need to cast a donkey as well? Oh, I see it now. And would you please walk slowly to the stage? Very slowly making your way to the stage once you are dressed.
Okay. All the people were required to go to the town all the people were required to go to the town where they had been born to register. For some people, that meant a long journey. Joseph, a carpenter, had to go all the way from the town of Nazareth in Galilee, and Judea and Bethlehem in the city of David. He went with Mary, the woman he was planning to marry, because she was expecting a child. They started on their long journey, traveling day by day, and sometimes even by night, the road lit by stars. Joseph and Mary knew it was not going to be easy, what with Mary almost ready to have her baby. At least they had a donkey that Mary could ride on, and at least the twinkling stars made the road seem friendly. When Joseph and Mary got to Bethlehem, they discovered that there was no room in the inn, but the inn was the only place in town that had comfortable beds. The only place Mary and Joseph could find a place to take shelter was in a stable cut into the side of a hill. So they settled to sleep there among the animals.
Now I need some animals. Athena, I know I've got one animal. You go on. Go get your, okay. I need at least like 3 more. At least 3 more animals.
There's like an owl, a chicken, a pig.
Yes. We are lacking children. Children are often the animals every year. We're lacking a lot of extra children here. All right, we have a few animals? Okay, we've got a few animals. All right. I think we've got a few types of animals that we'll see. A pig, a chicken. I'm sure there was an owl, a duck. Lots of the traditional farm animals you might know.
The gentle animals welcomed Joseph and Mary into their stable, and that very night the time came for Mary to give birth. It was a stable, so when the baby was born, of course there was no cradle for Mary to lay her baby in. One of the cows was kind enough to lend her a feeding trough for a cradle, and Joseph and Mary laid their new baby among the hay in the feeding trough.
All right, now I'm going to need 2 shepherds. Oh, 1 shepherd. Oh, that's right. Well, 1 was already assigned. Yes. So I need 1 more shepherd. All right. Thank you. No, I will also need sheep. Sheep for the shepherd to watch. 2 sheep. All right, a sheep. 1 more sheep. All right. With so much love, friends, there are more parts. So at some point, y'all are. I will say, I think basically almost all speaking lines have been assigned, so you won't have to speak. Does that make you want to volunteer more or less? I'm not sure. All right. I will also, wait. Is she here? Oh, well then, okay. All right. I will also need 1 person. Okay, I've got it. Helena is going to be our angel. She can be all the angels. She'll be one beautiful, all angels of God. Who is willing? So Helena is going to be the messenger from the God of the Israelites, also known as the angel of the Lord. So once you have your costumes, come make your way up this way. All right.
In that region, there were shepherds who lived for months at a time out in the fields, watching over their flocks of sheep by night. They had to watch over their sheep because there were wolves in the hills that would gladly eat sheep if they could get one. On this night, as the shepherds stood watching their fields, an angel of the Lord stood before them. This angel was truly magnificent, and the glory of the God of Israelites shone through the shepherds. Not surprisingly, the shepherds were terrified, but the angel spoke gently to them, saying to them, "She's coming." The angel is yes. Traveling from heaven takes a long time too.
It's true.
Yeah.
Does she have both angel lines? Okay.
And then there was a whole host of angels singing and praising God, and they were amazed. Upon hearing the message from their God and hearing the songs of the angels' choir, the shepherds said to one another,
"This is amazing! Let's go to Bethlehem and actually see the baby the first angel told us about."
Being good shepherds who cared about their sheep, they brought the sheep along. So the shepherds went to Bethlehem with their sheep, and there they found Mary and Joseph and the new baby, just as the angel had told them. Afterwards, the shepherds would tell everyone what the angel had said to them about Mary and Joseph's new baby. And everyone who heard their story was amazed. As for Mary, she already knew that her baby was wonderful, but she listened carefully to what the shepherds said and treasured all that she heard in her heart. The shepherds and sheep gathered around the feeding trough, admiring the baby. They praised their God for this wonder of new birth, and they prayed in hope that what the angel said would come true, that there would be peace on the earth and goodwill for all people, even lowly shepherds.
Right. Now I am going to need 3 wise persons who are also royalty. Actually, I have one, so I need 2. After you get your costumes at the back of the church, please begin walking slowly up the aisle and stop at the first pews. So 2 more. Okay, 1 more. Aha, we've got our 3 wise people. So wise.
Very slow.
Yeah, you know what? They can pick up the pace.
After Jesus was born in Bethlehem, 3 wise persons who were kings and queens from the far east came to Jerusalem. As the 3 wise persons journeyed their long slow journey. Actually, this is what was put in this. Actually, it took them 12 days to get there, which is why we talk about the 12 days of Christmas. They noticed that their way was lit by a large, bright star. Okay.
Yep, we got someone holding
We got the star, North Star. Okay. First, the wise persons went to visit King Herod.
Okay, we need a King Herod. I'm looking someone up here in the front rows. They don't, oh, we okay, awesome.
So comfy. Yeah, it's comfy.
Come on, you may have a seat in the front row here, King. Your Majesty.
Sir. And these wise persons went to Herod and asked, do you have a line?
Where is the child who has been born a king? We observed his star in the sky, and we have come to visit him and bring him gifts.
The three wise persons learned from King Herod about the prophecy which has been spoken long ago, that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. So the wise persons set out for Bethlehem, and as they walked, they saw ahead of them the star, as they first had seen it from the far east. The wise persons followed the star until it stopped over a stable where the newborn child was laying in the cow's feeding trough. When the wise persons entered the stable and saw the new baby, they were overwhelmed with joy at this new life. They knelt down and worshipped him, and they opened their bags and brought out gifts of gold, because crown kings were made of gold. The kings of crowns were made of gold, and frankincense and myrrh. Myrrh was what they put in the oils used to anoint kings.
Now we are all done. Let us pause for a moment. Let us look at this scene. It is a special night with stars and angels and shepherds and wise persons and animals, and they are all admiring a special baby that had just been born. Why would all these people stand around for such a long time to admire a tiny new baby? There is only one reason I can think of. Because the birth of a child always brings hope for the future. And for a people who lived under oppressive Roman rule, all the while longing for liberation, the birth of a child must have been fraught with extra meaning. Will this be the child who leads us to freedom? Will this be the child who breaks our bonds of slavery and establishes a reign of peace and righteousness? So it is in our world today. In a world that sometimes seems hopeless, we still look on with hope to the future. Every time a baby is born, we hope that this child will be the ones of us who leads us to a world of righteousness. And every time we tell this Christmas story, it reminds us that we must go out and work for liberation and justice. We, you and I, are the ones who are responsible for making sure the world is a better place for all the babies that are born. We did. Oh, yeah. Everyone back in your places. You are Thank you to our cast, our wonderful cast of
one moment while we handle some technical difficulties.
Yep. They disappeared.
Now it's time for the unrehearsed service. Okay, extinguishing of the chalice. So that was the reading. Hang on. I'm going to consult the interwebs real quick. At least I know what I was reading. Okay, all right. So that technical difficulties. This is what we were gonna read, but can I get a kiddo to help me extinguish the chalice? Oh, that is? Oh, okay, never mind. All right, we're good. Anyway, that was a thing. Thank you for coming, and if you would just stay for a while, we've got one more song for you guys to enjoy, and after the service, we have refreshments in second hour, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next week. All right. It's time. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I chimed the little thing. All right. We did it.